Hey guys, this is a little bit different from my previous content. I'm really not used to making these kinds of videos, but this new Star Wars show called The Acolyte recently concluded and I wanted to talk about the series as a whole. I think it is pretty obvious I am a Star Wars fan, given how many LEGO Star Wars videos I have made. However, I can't say I am exactly happy about the current state of Star Wars, given how I found most of the new shows to be bad. The Mandalorian Season 3 was basically the final straw, given how disappointed I was with it, and Ahsoka didn't help matters. So after all of that, we have The Acolyte. And was it good? Well, you've seen the title, so no. The answer is no. The thing is, the show actually had the potential to be good. The premise of a mystery revolving around Jedi murders, new characters and new settings would all have been pretty solid elements if they were supported by a good story, but this is not the case. The script feels like a first draft with many stupid decisions throughout. There are plenty of ways in which the show fails, and I'm going to address them in sections, starting with I think that having good characters is the most crucial part of writing in any piece of media. If you make the audience care about your characters, they will be willing to look past potential instances of a poor plot. The Acolyte though, just like Ahsoka before it, does a pretty bad job at character writing. While to be fair, The Acolyte does more of an attempt at developing characters than Ahsoka, who either does nothing meaningful with the characters or alludes to potential depth without ever exploring it. The writing is still pretty basic and contradictory. Osha, the main character, is not very interesting. Her relationship with her sister is not well developed, mainly because it is explored in the flashback episode 3, in a really basic and clunky way. You see, in this scene, Osha is good, because it doesn't hurt the butterfly, and her sister is bad because it tries to kill it. Oh, that's great! The dialogue is so on the nose in this episode. Also, her turn to the dark side was really abrupt. For most of the season, she was a good guy who wanted to help people, but after a few conversations with Kaimir, the bad guy, she starts to become evil. It took her half an episode to go from wanting to kill him to being pretty calm when talking to him. Let me make it clear. Osha, the person who cares about others, is siding with the mass murderer who killed many Jedi, including her friends, after talking with him for a few minutes. Yep, it also doesn't help matters that the actors playing her doesn't do a very good job for the most part. There are moments where she tries, but for most of the show she has a blank expression and delivery. On the other hand, her sister May is perhaps the worst character on the show. Her motivations change from moment to moment. In the flashback episode, May loves Osha and wants her to stay together in this witch place. However, when she learns that Osha wants to leave so that she can be a Jedi, she gets angry.
Get mad.
And she says this.
I'll kill you.
Okay, maybe she might be a little hyperbolic. Oh no, she actually tries to kill her by burning down the place. I won't even go over that fire thing yet, because I will be talking about it later. But to recap, because she wants Osha to stay, she tries to kill her. What? How does that work? Wouldn't just locking her in the room make much more sense? Why should we get fire involved? The other flashback episode tries to make it seem like the fire was just an accident and May didn't actually mean to kill her, which contradicts what was previously shown. In the original scene, Osha asks May how she's planning to stop her.
Yes, I can. How?
In which May says,
I'll kill you.
if she didn't mean it, as episode 7 shows us, why did she say it? Was it because the plot had to happen? Oh, that's why. All the other scenes in the episode where they reveal what actually happened that night, while being pretty stupid, could kind of work in the context of episode 3, but this one moment doesn't work at all. It is so contradictory that it cannot exist next to the original scene. If they wanted the moment to make sense, May should have said, I will lock you here, or something like that. This small change actually fixes the scene. You don't need to change much to make it a little bit better. Now in the present, May trains to be an acolyte by trying to kill specific Jedi without a weapon, but when she finds out that Osha is alive, she puts behind that goal because being with her sister is all she ever wanted. I mean, if you disregard episode 3, I guess this kind of tracks, though the sudden change from bad to good again took place in just 2 scenes. It is very rushed. She says that the Jedi will not arrest her because she will tell them everything she knows about her master.
What are you doing?
The flaw in that logic is that she doesn't know much, so she wouldn't really be valuable to them. This gets even worse if you consider the fact that she killed people, so realistically she should be imprisoned.
The Jedi
We'll put you in prison.
But okay. But then, in the next episode, when Jackie tells her to surrender, he tries to fight her. What are your motivations? I don't understand you. Why do you do the things that you do? Seriously. Quaimir is there. He is first introduced as the goofy sidekick to May, but in episode 5 it is revealed that he had actually been her master the whole time. This is honestly the least surprising twist I've seen in a long time. Pretty much everyone was able to guess it. Then again, this show has the most obvious setups for payoffs I have ever seen, so yeah. After that, we get his views on the dark side and the Jedi in an exposition scene, but not why he actually has them. We get glimpses of his relationship with Master Vernesta, but nothing more beyond that. This is going to be explained in the possible season 2, which could be fine, but we also don't get a lot of good stuff for all the other characters to do, so yeah. Also, he does a pretty bad job at eliminating the people that saw him. In episode 5, he force pushes Osa, which means she's not someone he wants to kill for some reason, but in the next episode, I guess he has a change of heart because he tries to kill her. Same with May. He seems to spare her in the beginning, but later he gives up killing Sol to kill her first. I don't know why he could do that, because Sol should be his priority, given how he's a Jedi Master and there is a risk of informing the Council. But that's all for Quaimir. Learn more about him in the sure to be great Acolyte Season 2, streaming only on Disney+. Oh. The Jedi characters are not any better. Jackie is just the know-it-all Padawan who isn't given any more depth beyond that. In episodes 4 and 5 though, the writers want us to care about her when she died at the hands of Quaimir, so they pretended like she and Osa cared so much about each other, even though they had like 2 scenes where they talked to each other, so it feels cheap. Yord is also a hollow character, since his only thing is that he's super obedient to the rules, even though in episode 5 he stops following orders, without any proper build-up for this change. Sol is the most interesting character on the show, and he could have been good if not for some pretty stupid stuff they decided to do with him. His whole character hinges on the fact that he feels guilty about what happened on Brendok, the home planet of May and Osa. He and the other Jedi were investigating a divergence in the Force until he stumbled upon the 2 girls and the witch coven. He conveniently only saw all the moments where the witches are violent to the girls, so from the information he was given, he came to the conclusion that the 2 girls were probably in danger there, so he tried to save them by taking them with him. To be fair though, they were living under a cult, so I think his decision was justified, but okay. The reason why he centers more on Osa rather than May is because she's the one that showed the most interest in becoming a Jedi, and she also didn't have the sign in her head.
They mocked her sister with dark magic, but Osa did not have one. I worry she's not safe.
It is not just his emotional attachment as the show claims. Also, killing Mother Anastasia was justified because from what he knew, he sensed that Osa was in danger, so he tried to rescue her. To add to this, at first she was aggressive, and then she does whatever this is. I'm pretty sure everyone would see this as an attack.
I was going to let Osha go.
Yeah, but this doesn't change the fact that you basically turned into a demon, forcing Sol to do something to stop her, while at the same time being very hostile to the other Jedi, especially Torbin. The show tries to portray Sol as a good man who made a terrible choice, even though he was fully justified in that situation. Wanna know what actual terrible choices he made? Not trying to explain to Osa the reason why he killed her mother, causing him to die in her hands, or not killing Quaimir after he killed so many people twice. They try to justify why he spared him, but come on, seriously? Another stupid thing is not informing the Jedi about the Sith and just going back to Brendok to prove the existence of the Virgins. Despite the bad connection, he should still try to say something. This is important. Those are the actual stupid things he did, but they were unintentional since they were created by bad writing and not from the story. Sol is by far the most disappointing character. He had so much potential, but the writers failed at developing him properly. Honestly, this show has a pretty bizarre structure overall. It dedicates 2 whole episodes in flashbacks when they could have easily been spliced into the other episodes. You do not need to have the shocking twist of May and Osa being twins at the end of episode 1. Just show us the relationship between May and Osa at the start, so when they meet in episode 2, you can understand the reason why Osa hates her much better. That way you could still have the mystery you want, since not everything gets revealed right away, while removing the pretty bad exposition from the first episode. As a bonus, you also gain some momentum in the story. Speaking lacking of momentum, or to be more precise, the lack of it here, the writers chose to spend a lot of time on nothing, while at the same time rushing everything related to character stuff. In episode 6, there are many scenes of Osha looking around the island, but her becoming evil happens in mere moments. Normally, having these long scenes would be fine, since they establish the locations, but when there is nothing more in terms of compelling writing, they start to feel drawn out. For a show that only has 8 episodes, having 2 of them be repetitive flashbacks and the other 2 being sort of filler is not great for keeping up the excitement. They should have just combined the filler episodes with the others, since they are not very long, or they could, I don't know, write something more substantial to justify why this show needs 8 episodes. But to summarize, the series doesn't flow well, and you have to re-edit the whole show to fix that. So far, I've been pointing out all the issues that the show has, so now I want to be fair and talk about some things I like. The show looks pretty decent for the most part, the lighting and camera movement are pretty competent, and the effects, outside of some moments, are pretty great. A standout was that space fight in the finale, even though the writing in that scene was pretty stupid. And that's the issue with the show. There is clearly effort present in the visuals, from filming in real places to having pretty great alien costumes and more kinetic action than the previous series, and yet it is being wasted on such a poor script. That's sad. Oh right, positives. I like that when May says this to Master Indara,
Attack me with all your strength.
the other people in the scene had the exact same reaction as me. That's nice. On a more serious note, killing Zeki and Yord in episode 5 was a genuinely good surprise, because I didn't think that they would be killed this early. Also, the scene in episode 6 where Sol breaks down because he realizes that everyone else died is really good and really well acted. In general, the actor for Sol does a pretty great job, and the scenes where he shows emotions are pretty engaging. Also, the music is sometimes really good. Again, it is a shame that it is being wasted here. But anyway, I think that's all the stuff I enjoyed in the show. Outside of the unintentional humor, there might be some other moments, but these are the ones I could remember. So let's finish this with... So this was The Acolyte, a show with badly written, underdeveloped characters, poor pacing, and many illogical moments throughout. Combine all of this and you get a pretty poor story, just like the previous series, or even worse, which is honestly really sad. Star Wars is perhaps my favorite franchise, and for many years it has had a special place in my heart. For a long time, I was super excited to watch every single project, so it's kind of sad that I now simply don't care about watching any more of these shows. I mean, I wasn't actually planning on watching this one, but I had nothing else to do the day that it released, so I thought, why not? How bad could it be? Oh, how innocent I was. Jokes aside though, while there are many people that didn't like this, way more than they were for the previous shows, there are also some that really liked it. And that's fine. Feel free to like whatever you want. No one can stop you from that, but to label everyone who doesn't like the show as simply haters is really not fair.